So we are in Ocala, Florida, at a place that you guys probably know by their catalogs or maybe parts on your car, called National Parts Depot. And this is their headquarters. But why we're here is because inside of this place there is over 600 cars in a private car collection that they have inside that they're going to let us go in and video. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and they're going to let us walk through, and including there's some really special cars. There's some concept cars, and there's also Burt Reynolds' car in here from when he was with Smokey and the Bandit. So we're going to go in. Come with. So welcome to another episode of Junkyards and Barn Finds with Sean, and I'm Sean. Hey guys, we're here at NPD's World Headquarters, and we're going to be taking a tour of their private collection of cars. But first, I just wanted to kind of show you, you can come here. You can come to the World Headquarters and you can get parts here. While the private collection is actually, you have to make an appointment, make sure that, and they do show it to like some groups. First time I saw this was probably 7 years ago when I came up to Silver Springs and they had a car show, and they invited all the people that had brought cars to go to the car show to come here and check things out. But they're letting us do it privately today with nobody in there, which will be really nice. But here's some of the cars that they have in their showroom. So here's a Fox body. This is a 93 Ford SVT Cobra. Now let's see, how many miles is on this one? So this was a daily driver. Doesn't say how many miles. Oh, and so this black Cobra remains to this day with only 77 original miles from new. So this Cobra has 77 original miles on it. My sneakers have more than 77 original miles on them, and this car only has 77 original miles. And then you have a really nice 70 Ford Mustang Deluxe 428 Cobra Jet. So this one has every option available on it, including air conditioning, but it's not a Mach 1. So it's basically a fully loaded sleeper. So it's basically a 428. It's a Mach 1 without, the only thing it does not have is the Mach 1 designation. And I'm wondering if this is a Lightning F-150. Yep, it's a 93 Ford F-150 Lightning. And you can always tell they came in red, black, white. We've seen a couple of them. And that is a Lightning Ford X-Multi. So I hope you guys will enjoy our tour, and we'll go check those out. And feel free to leave comments in the comment section. Please subscribe and enjoy the tour. It's Thanksgiving week 2021, and these guys were really nice to let us come in on a rainy Monday and shoot video and have the whole area to ourselves. So I want to thank NPD for doing that, and like I said, please subscribe, and here we go. All right guys, so welcome back. This is a continuation of our tour of the National Parts Depot collection here in Ocala at their corporate headquarters. And one of the things they also have is they've collected all kinds of stuff from Kodak. It's not just a car collection, he has collections here of other things as well. A lot of stuff. Here's all the Kodak cameras, and he's really into the cameras. So, but this time right now, we're gonna go ahead and look at the Ford. So we've got a row of Mustangs here and a row of Mustangs here, and we will start from the oldest Mustang and we're going to work our way around the circle here. All right, so we've got a 1965 coupe, and it's got the 200 straight six, and no power steering, no power brakes. Looks basically just like everyone else. The only difference, or the thing with this one is, it only has 1,300 original miles. And that interior, that leather interior in there, and it's a 4-speed, and this leather interior in here looks just like it is from the showroom. This color, this whole car is like showroom new. It is just beautiful. It's not restored. Look at those wheels, the hubcaps, wire hubcaps with the spinners. And that's a rarity in itself, because almost everybody who bought one of these in the 80s or whatever would just pull that engine out and put a 289 or put a V8 in there. So the rarity is that that 6-cylinder is still in that car. Now this is a beautiful, beautiful GT350. This is a Shelby 66 GT350, and it was sold by Marshall Motors for $3,886. 1966 GT350 green, standard equipment, special wheel stripes, rear seats, and the freight. And the funny thing is, the freight was $70. The rear seats were 40 bucks. The wheels were 50 bucks. So the freight was more than both, was about the same as the wheels and everything. So 289 CID. Let's see, chassis number is SEM. I think it's SEM 65751. Yep, GT Shelby America. And transportation charges, prep and conditioning, they sold it for $44.60. So Shelby sold it to the dealership for $38.86. They added about 900 bucks to it, sold it for $44.69 right there. And this is that really dark hunter green with the white stripes on it. The GT350 badging. And this thing is just beautiful, perfect. Now, this is not a race version, because if it was, it would have the area here would actually be open to let air come through. So this is definitely the street version that was sold to the public. Next to that, we have another, I believe this is what, a 67? Yep, 67 GTA, Mustang GTA. This coupe was the first project completed by NPD's restoration facility. So finished in 1980, the car's owner showed it extensively for several years and then parked it in a barn. It was found classified ad for sale. The car returned to its makers, NPD, who made this in 1991. They first made this one in 1980. They bought it back in 91. And other than freshening up under the hood and replacing some mildewed upholstery and carpet, the car is untouched from its original restoration back in 1980. And this was built by them, the very first car that NPD built. So that's cool. And then of course here's an Eleanor. Not the Eleanor flavor colors, but an Eleanor 428 Cobra Jet. And if we look at this, this is the 68 Shelby GT 500 King of the Road. KR means King of the Road, for those who don't know, what I'm sure all you guys do. And there is a fully stuffed original engine right there. Let's see. This was a KR. This was one of 1,571. This was bought in 1975. It had been mistakenly placed in an ad in the Orlando Sentinel in the non-automotive section. The seller was an
elderly gentleman. The car was well taken care of and low miles, and it was purchased for $2,000. It was a daily driver for 3 years, and then it was put in dry storage. In 2010 to 2011, Lloyd's Auto Restoration in Bartow, Florida, completely redid the car, and it is roadworthy, and it has been driven. But it is, and actually you could tell right here that there's no battery right now, but they can put a battery in it and they can drive away. And let's look at the Shelby. Right there is your Shelby tag right there. So if we look at some of the, how you doing? If we look at some of the shock towers and the Ford air conditioner, it's still got the tags and markings where it needs to be. And it is just a very, very sweet car. Dual exhaust in the back, actually quad exhaust, not really quad exhaust tips. And it's a black with this hunter green, same color hunter green seems to be as the hunter green on that one right there that we already looked at. 68 Ford, or 69 Ford Mustang Boss 429, 375 horse. That is one nice engine. Look at that thing. Now obviously this is not 100% original, but it's close. But Earl Wade Racing Engines put this 429 in. This Boss 429 is an unrestored 33,000. Oh, it is. So it's a 33,000 mile Survivor, with the exception of an older repaint and a performance build of the original engine, now stroked to 494 cubic inches. The engine builder is Earl Wade, who also built motors for the legendary drag racer Dino Don Nicholson. So this is was built for the sole purpose of legalizing Ford's Hemi Head 429 race engine for NASCAR use, because NASCAR required 500 engines to be installed in street cars and sold to the public. Hence the Boss 429 Mustang. 859 were produced in '69, followed by an even 500 in 1970. This is KK1910. This Boss 429 is one of the 859 produced, mostly unrestored, with a repaint in the early 80s. And this is just beautiful. It's black on black, 4-speed car. And this black paint is beautiful. Next to this one is a 67 regular Mustang Coupe, but it has only 31,000 miles on it. It's got a 390 big block S code, and it is just a really, really nice edition of a big block Mustang. Love the tires and rim choice. Black inside. It is an automatic. And then we've got a 69 Mach 1, owned and driven by NPD co-owner Rick Schmidt since '92, painted in '92 and restored a little bit more in '96. It was a daily driver in the '90s,
and has been featured on advertisements and catalog covers. This Mach 1 has gone all the way back to the 1970s when it belonged to one of the original NPD employees, Skip Walker, who painted cars. It's got a 351 Windsor with a 4-speed and factory air condition on it, and it is a 4-barrel. It's got the factory wing. It's got the factory louvers on the back window, the stock rims, which to me were really a great design for rims. It's got the front spoiler underneath and the air intake, which is an operational air intake, not like they use now. And it's got the hood latches as well to keep the hoods down. So, and that's a really beautiful blue and gold color. Here's a 351 Mustang Fastback. This one's a 70 Mach 1 with only 5,200 miles on it, and rare for 1970. It had a 2-barrel Windsor with a factory shaker hood, and Bob Perkins Restoration had the motor out the car for a Mustang Monthly How to Detail a 351 Windsor article. So the block and accessories have been freshened, valve covers, air cleaner, and the remainder of the car remains untouched. So this is an unrestored car, other than when it was featured in Mustang Monthly when they freshened up the engine to teach you how to freshen up the engine. Now notice these are the screw-in hood latches versus pinned hood latches, which were on the 69 Mustang Mach 1 right there. But this is unrestored paint. And again, it has the louvers on it, the Mach 1. And this is not paint. These are actual, if you look at them, they are actual machined letters that are on there. And it does not say Mustang on the back. If you look at that Mach 1, it said Mach 1 Mustang. These just say Mach 1 on them. This looks like a convertible, I want to say 73. Was it 73? Can't tell, doesn't have much information. Now, here we go. This is a Fox body. This is the official Pace Car Fox body. I believe this is 79. Yep. So only 56 original miles. Turbocharged 4-cylinder. Original tires. 4-speed transmission. There's a picture of it right there at the racetrack at Indy 500. So this was an Indy 500 Mustang Pace Car that has pictures of it on the track. Let's see. This was $9,713. The Mustang was $9,000 for a Mustang 3-door sedan at the time, and the special pricing on it for Pace Car added the other $7,000 to it. And this has the sunroof and the hood that says Mustang on it. There's a nice engine cut open so you could see different parts in the engine if you want to. That's one of the nice things. Like I said, there's some Thunderbird roofs. There's all kinds of cool stuff. Here's another Trans Am. And you have the 100 millionth Ford right there, and we'll get to that. We'll go over there shortly. Let's check out some more Mustangs. So we've got this red Mustang right here, which is a really beautiful car, Mach 1 as well. This looks like it's getting ready to go out. Very similar car to the Mach 1 that's over there. 79 Mustang Ghia. Let's see. William Clay Ford, 78, December 14, 78. And why are we thinking about this one? Let's see. So, the NPD, the 150 millionth Ford. 1 in 150 million. So Ford kept separate counts of vehicles produced specifically in the US and vehicles produced in all their factories around the globe. This Mustang is the 150 millionth vehicle built worldwide. On December 14th, 78, Ford ceremoniously rolled the yellow hatchback off the assembly line, where Henry Ford III, William Clay Ford, and Philip Caldwell, then Ford president, signed its hood in commemoration. The Mustang has been driven only 830 miles since new, which makes it not only a milestone vehicle in Ford's history, but a rare example of a low-mile Ford Fox body. So that is why you see, so you've got William Clay Ford, you've got the president there, and you've got Henry Ford. So his signature there, not Henry Ford's, but his son, or grandson, I guess. 150 million Fords. Very nice. And now this one is a rare Ford because it has a vinyl roof on it. 1018 of 14, Jack Telmack. So let's see why this one's special. This is a 100% unrestored original. This is VIN 000001, the very first serial number Fox body chassis Mustang. Was driven for a couple of years in Chicago, and then it was put away. It has a rare leather seating option, a rare vinyl roof to it, and that was the very first Fox body Mustang made. And it has a turbo. Nice. A 93 Ford Mustang GT. Documented the very last Fox body Mustang and roll off the assembly line. It was driven off the Dearborn assembly plant line on Thursday, August 26 in 93 by the foremost senior assembly line workers at the plant. It was purchased brand new by NPD from Carlisle Ford. Only 35 original miles. And NPD also owns the 79 Mustang VIN 000001. So they have the very first Mustang, which is a red coupe that we just looked at, and the very last Fox body Mustang, which is a convertible. And just look at the minor but major differences between the two. All the ground facts, the front fascia, the doors, everything else, but they're still Fox bodies. First Fox body, last Fox body. And we've got us a 94 coupe. This is VIN 00000002, never dealer prepped, only 68 original miles from new. And this was the next version of the Mustang and second in line. The 2004 Mustang Mach 1. This is the very actual last Mach 1 Mustang built, the last unit to drive off the assembly line, only 400 original miles from new, purchased by NPD from the now retired Dearborn assembly plant manager who oversaw every aspect of the car's manufacturing and assembly, built to Ford's show car standards on the assembly line, including factory sanded buffed paint. Enormous photo scrapbook documents the step-by-step of the cars made. Every assembly line worker who touched the car autographed a poster that came with the car. The very last Mach 1 of this type. There's the poster right there with all the autographs. Last 2004 Mach 1, last 2004 Mustang. And this is, what was it? What, your 40th anniversary car. That is how it came, right there. Okay. Here is an Indy car. Jack Roush signed it. PPG pace car, IndyCar World Series official race car from 1994. You can see it right there. It was one of the cars that was at the racetrack. So this is a real Indy pace car that was used at the track at Indy. Here's a Saleen Mustang right here. S351 turbocharged Saleen Mustang. 1997, one of only 38. These all began life as 6-cylinder models. Ford would drop ship the 6-cylinder Mustangs to Saleen, and then they would completely do what they do, put the magic in. I think this is another, is this another? Nope, this is a Cobra. There's another red Cobra. This is a 93 Mustang Cobra R model, 174 original miles, only 107 built. They were only race only by factory. So these were made to be race cars, race only cars. They were not to be meant to be put on the street. Radio delete, rear seat delete, manual windows, soundproofing delete, all kinds of other factory options. Air condition delete. These were race cars that you could buy. You notice even the front fascia, you're missing all your lights, all the stuff that you would need, because they were built to be race cars. And then this is the 300 millionth vehicle made. So this is a 40th anniversary 2004 edition, and this was the 300 millionth Ford produced in 2000. The special edition crimson red 2004 Mustang has less than 1,000 miles and still titled to the Ford Motor Company. So there is a ton of historic cars here. Here's an S197. I don't know what is with that one. So there's your Mustangs from the MBT warehouse, National Parts Depot, and we still have some more cars to look at. So if you like this kind of thing, please subscribe, put your comments down. So far we've looked at the Pontiacs in part 1. We've looked at some Fords here in part 2. We saw some other cars in part 1 as well, a couple Camaros and such. But now we're going to end this part, and now we're going to go and look at some of the other cars in the collection. We have a whole mess of cars still to look. So if you like this kind of thing, please subscribe. Please put your comments down. Trying to break this up so it's in bite-sized morsels of about 20-25 minutes a piece. And so we're gonna say goodbye now. We'll see you in a couple minutes. Go get some soda, go renew the popcorn, get some potato chips, go to the bathroom, come back after intermission, and we'll meet you up on part 3 of the NPD walkthrough of their car collection. Thank you. See you guys in a minute. April, should they subscribe to this channel even if they don't like cars today for this one?
Probably just for this one.